Greetings to all of you and shalom to you if you're a saint. I have a few moments. I'm actually on the road. I'm getting some business done. But I would take the opportunity to speak to you briefly. As you can see, I'm in my vehicle. I'm about to drive in a few moments. As soon as my family get back, I'll be driving again. But let me just address this matter, as we have got the oil and gas conference being held here in Guyana, South America. You may hear music in the background. I'm in the open, so please, it's not my music. Don't have an issue with it. Just ignore if you can. Can you see clearly and can you hear clearly? Let's begin with that, please. Can you see clearly? It may not be as bright because I'm not in the studio, but can you hear and see clearly, or as clearly as you possibly can at the moment? I bid you all shalom, and we need to have this conversation because I'm becoming more and more angry with every passing day. We seem to be missing it, and it's unfortunate that Guyanese are sleeping apparently, as if somebody has to tap you on the shoulder and tell you get up, something is happening in your neighborhood, before you recognize what's happening before your eyes. We have got the... Can you hear clearly? Can you see clearly? I'll try my best to speak as loudly as I can. Hopefully I can preserve my voice for the broadcast this evening. We should be sitting with Mr. Mark Jacobs to discuss this Feed Yourself campaign that we're on, so that we can really bring Guyanese to understand that they have to begin to provide for themselves, and self-sustenance is everything in this age in which we found ourselves. Good, clean, great, thank you so much. Alright, let me have this conversation with y'all. And if you don't mind, please share the broadcast so we can get this out of the way, and maybe we can trigger further action from Guyanese. Listen to me. This is a brief broadcast. I'll be very direct, very straight, and let's get it on. Share the broadcast if you don't mind, so Jaglio and Ali and those can see this. Even Aubrey Norton can see it. Granger needs to see this. Let me tell you this, man. Listen to me. And I'm not going to try my best to be calm for long here. We have got an oil and gas conference being held here in our country. Oil and gas. We have got, or would have had, international parties, leaders, world leaders as they call, Caribbean leaders, an African leader, the Ghanaian president, Ghanaian, not Guyanese. The Ghanaian president is here. Mia Motley from Barbados. Barbados has nothing to do with the oil sector. Barbados does not produce one drop of oil, maybe not even cooking oil. But she's a keynote speaker on a matter relating to oil and gas. And right within our borders, we have got an opposition or leader of one of the prominent parties who thank you, Brother Aubrey. We've got a leader of the PNC who was supposed to be this dominant, strong force in Aubrey Norton, and he was not even invited to bring remarks or even witness the proceedings at this oil and gas conference. And Aubrey Norton would have garnered some strength to write a statement and to give a few interviews, I think, or press conference about him being slighted in this regard. Guyanese critic said because he's been to PPP here, because y'all were disrespectful to Mia. Come on. Because how you treated Mia Motley during the election time. Why should you be invited? Why should Aubrey Norton be invited to hear Mia Motley speak? Now hold on a minute. Mia Motley her country does not produce cooking oil. As we say, Guyana, fry oil. Nothing that makes sense. And you have this woman here, but because the Trinidadian Prime Minister Rowley told you all about your Sputnik, which the WHO did not. And it was the truth. Did not approve. You're mad. You're still mad at him. Because he said he went for the World Health Organization approved vaccines. You still holding a grudge, as if you're nursery school children. I'm speaking to you, Irfan Ali and Jagdio y'all. So you refuse to invite the leader of Trinidad and Tobago, whose nation was in the oil and gas industry, petroleum industry for decades. But you brought Maya because Maya helped to get you in where you are. And you all talk about this one Guyana foolishness. You're talking to me about one Guyana, Irfan Ali. And to accomplish or achieve your one Guyana objective, you are prepared to make Guyanese appear to be the most asinine, stupid, insane, and idiotic people in the world. But this doesn't bother you. You have the nerve, because Rowley said that he preferred to and I know that's why you did it. Because Rowley said that they prefer to use vaccines, as they call them. I don't call them vaccine. Inoculations that the WHO would have approved of. And he said we didn't do what Guyana did. You're mad because you didn't want to send any but sample to have it tested to see what variant was in this country. Remember Frank Anthony? You colossal failures. You miscreants. You people should be in jail. You refused to send tests when Delta was a country. You didn't know what it was. What they claimed to be Delta, what you, Mr. Prophet Anthony, said, oh, it's Delta, as if you were a lab. You didn't want to send it to carpentry now because you mad that Rowley said that they chose to go the route of only using that which is approved by the WHO. So we have an oil and gas conference, the very first, and Trinidad and Tobago, which is known in the Caribbean as one involved in petroleum processing and so on. You refuse to invite the leader. Somebody said Barbados produces small quantities of crude oil. What small quantity of crude oil? Small enough to do what? Barbados is not known as an oil producing territory. So let's get it straight. That's why I said fry oil nothing. Barbados is not among any or within any conversation about oil production in the Caribbean. None. So let's just get it straight here. Barbados doesn't have the capacity in reference to experience and product at this time to have any conversation regarding oil in the Caribbean. Now let's just be fair, Gaylord Evans. Let's just be straight here. And you got Mia Motley here to say what? But let me go beyond let me go to what my issue is with this government, including, when I say government, I speak to the PPP, I speak to the PNC, I speak to APNU FC, every last one of y'all. Hold on, let me talk to my daughter, because I'm on the road. Regina, call your mother, please. Let them live. Call your mother. Call your mother, let them here. So when I speak to producing fry oil in Barbados, I'm saying to you that Barbados is not worthy of being in any oil production conversation. Well, let me say this to you. ExxonMobil is not the issue. Exxon is not the problem. ExxonMobil is not the problem. ExxonMobil is not Guyana's issue. Guyana's problem is way beyond ExxonMobil. Guyana's problem is this right here. This here. Guyanese is the problem. ExxonMobil is not our issue. Let's have a conversation briefly before, and I'll continue this later on, please. ExxonMobil is not our issue. Our issue is the Guyanese population. Don't talk to me about ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil didn't just show up into this country and do what they wanted to do. Raphael Trotman made it plain and showed who signed the contract. You don't play with me. This is not no PNC talk here. I don't have time for foolishness. Let's have a conversation that's straight here. Raphael Trotman showed who signed the contract. That's the first part. You're going to get balanced soon. Let me just finish this part. That's point A. Second point. Pedro Silva just produce 1,000 barrels a day. See what I told you? Ranked 105th in the world. And may Mati come here to tell me about oil production and oil and gas? Talk to me, man. Let's be serious here. Let's be serious, please. Let us have a serious conversation for a change, man. But this is not known as an oil-producing nation. Y'all stop it. So, Robert Prasad, who was Minister of Natural Resources from the PPP Civic, said that Robert said, as a minister responsible for oil, for our resources, which is all I'm speaking about here. Robert said that he trusted his advisors. He trusted the Council of Advisors and Experts when he signed away oil blocks. APNU didn't do that. PPNC didn't do that. WPA didn't do that. The PPP Civics Robert Prasad said that he trusted, he is the minister responsible, was for oil, natural resources, and something as significant as a block or blocks of our oil, potentially, being extracted from the ground, being exploited or explored, oil exploration. Robert said, while he was minister, he trusted those who spoke to him, and so he signed. Donald Ramutar, a president then, never told us, never once told us, as far as I'm aware, that he is signing away the Kaicho or Kanji block to whomever it was. The people who had no physical office here. The people who, up until when I checked it, had no website that you could find them on. The people who never paid $1 or had proof that they could afford to buy a block. Ramutar said that he too trusted those who gave him advice. And you telling me I am being told as a Guyanese parent, as we say, born and bred, that I must be okay. Indeed, with the likes of Ramutar, Robert Prasad, let me get to Granger then. Granger never once, never told you all who Donald Ramutar gave the oil blocks to. Never! You telling me, y'all tell me Exxon is a problem? Hold on, man, let me have this conversation with y'all. Granger came into power after PPP 23 years and all y'all want to talk about. And Granger, being the leader of this nation, never once exposed Ramutar and Robert Prasad. Never! What does that tell you? Since you want to tell me about Exxon being the problem, what does that tell you about these people we have in our country calling themselves leaders? David Granger never said what Ramatar did. Now you ask the question why. You tell me why. I never heard him. So if he said it, you tell me when he did. I don't want to accuse him wrongfully. According to my knowledge, David Granger never said who owned the block. Never. Now you telling me that Donald Ramatar signed that stupidness. What's his name? Robert Prasad signed away our inheritance. And David Granger, who goes into office on the promise that he will deal with these people who have given away our resources and treated us so badly, and he jailed them. When he got in there, 3 years passed. The vote of no confidence, the motion of no confidence was passed. And Granger still can't tell you who got the Kanji block, who got Papyrus, who got Kaitro block, who got these blocks of what. Granger never said that Donald Ramatar did what he did. My question to you is, why did it take the media reporting to us? And Granger could not refute it. So why did it take the media to expose after 3+ years of Granger sitting in as president, earning over 2.4 or 5 million Ghana dollars per month of our money? Why couldn't Granger tell you what Ramatar did? Why couldn't Granger go to Parliament in its speech in opening Parliament, say, listen here, I want you all to fashion laws, to form laws, to legislate, because you're legislators now, legislate in the House of Assembly for us to jail people who give away our oil blocks without having any proof of the buyer being able to develop or to pay for it. He never did that. He never did that. All this APNU talking, you all better shut up. I don't want one word from anyone of you all from APNU FC leadership. Don't even talk to me. Don't even speak to me. You talking about ExxonMobil? Have you ever once said in Parliament that you are prepared to formulate laws, at least put it on the table as an act, put it on the table as a bill rather, put it on the table, say, hey, listen here, man. We want laws in this country to jail Donald Ramatar. We want laws to put Robert Prasad away for life with hard labor for giving away our money, talking foolishness, but people advise you. You, Robert, could tell me that you took advice. You? And you never read a document? You're that stupid? Something as significant as the oil in this country, you didn't take time to read for yourself? You could tell me that? You could tell Irfan Ali that? You can't tell me that. I didn't graduate from IFLOT University. You could tell Irfan Ali that? You can't tell me that. That's why I say we fed up. I tell you all, listen to me, man. Mark Phillips, I tell you straight up, Chief. COVID ain't gonna last forever. I won't speak a Guyanese for you all. COVID not gonna last forever. I don't care what you try to do. At some point, the WHO will say it's now an epidemic, meaning it isn't a pandemic anymore. So you gotta deal with the fact that I don't have to ask you permission to walk anywhere and to hold a protest, because the We Fed Up campaign will take the streets of Guyana by storm. Wait, I'm patient. I don't want to come to me, but I have to get permission to assemble. I don't have time for the garbage. I waited patiently for you people. Guyanese, get ready. Guyanese, get ready. We have to make a statement to all of these people. There's not no PVP problem here. Talking foolishness, but listen to me. There is no one from APNU AFC. I'm talking to leadership or PNC that could talk to me but oil. Talk to Granger. Let Granger come and tell me why he never said what Ramatar did. Don't tell me foolishness with ExxonMobil. The enemies of Guyana are in leadership in this country. Get that straight. Your greatest adversaries are right here. Not ExxonMobil, not Sarah Ann Lynch. They are right here, being paid every month by us. And we walk in the street as if life is normal. You ain't got a problem. You don't have a problem. You living as though life is just normal for y'all. But I am losing it today. I have lost it with you people. Honestly. Honestly. I have lost it. Not me, y'all don't talk to me. Y'all can't tell me anything when it comes, nothing when it comes to leadership in this country. Don't talk to the people who listen to your foolishness, not me. David Granger never once, on any occasion, neither has any member of parliament or minister when you were, said a word in the House of Assembly that we have to fashion laws, we must legislate in parliament, we must have laws that would cause anyone who jeopardizes or misuses or abuses the well-being or the resources that would jeopardize the well-being of our future generations, we will put you to death. You must be sentenced to die. You won't do that. All right, so I'm too extreme then. So let me bring it down a notch for y'all. You didn't say in Parliament, listen, they must be jailed for 10 years. You didn't say that either. You didn't say in Parliament at any point in the House of Assembly that you would like to posit that they should have every asset frozen, including that of their relatives. So don't think you could shift over something to your auntie, your little cousin, and your sister around the corner, and you have your billions of bribes siphoned off. You didn't say in Parliament that when it comes to natural resources, any minister, any president, anyone who does foolishness with our resources and give away the block like Ramatar did, in essence, that's what he did. You would lose every asset you have. You'll be left with a pair of slippers, what they call sandals. In the US, you will have a pair of slippers on your feet. You'll have your shorts on. You ain't getting no long pants here. Your shorts. Be taking away your jeans if you got it. Everything you have. You'll have a singlet, not no long t-shirt, because Guyana ain't cold to make you freeze. That's all you get. You'll have nothing else. You'll have no car. You'll have no house. You'll have no land. Everything that you and your family own will take from you all. You didn't say that. You didn't say that. And I would like to ask you, why Granger? Why Norton? Why Harman? Why? Why yet one of y'all in Parliament from APNU AFC couldn't get up and say over these years that you want to have laws to protect, seriously protect us, the people, from what we are experiencing now. Don't tell me that foolishness but no ExxonMobil. You mad or what? You feel just that you could give away my sons and my daughter's inheritance? And I must be cool with y'all. You could just give away my children's inheritance. The children of this nation, you could just give away our inheritance. We have suffered. Maya Motley's country. You used to put us on the bench to sit. Not me, because you couldn't try to foolish with me. Barbados used to, the Bajan immigration officers used to put Guyanese on the bench to sit. Like if we're dogs. But she could come here when riches come now to talk. Irfan Ali, you are a failure to Guyanese people. I would say that without reservation. Tell me I hurt your feelings now and send the police to lock me up because I've hurt you. Send them. Send them to arrest me because I've hurt your feelings this afternoon. You are failing Guyanese people. And I told you before, sir. I told you, Mr. Irfan Ali. Your legacy as a young man is in jeopardy already. It's started. You can't recover from this. You cannot recover. Maybe if you fire Jack, which you can do, you may recover. If you fire Priya Malik, I told you that from day one. Frank Anthony, get out. Joseph Hamilton, out. Maybe if you fire these people, you stand a chance, but you can't do any of those things. So you're finished. Your legacy is a waste of time. You telling me that you forgot how Barbados treated us? You forgot how Trinidad treated us? My point is, if you want to bring one, bring Trinidad, not Barbados. Bajans treated us as if we went to steal something. You had to prove so many things. And now Mayor Motley, when we have, obviously, wealth that would far exceed the Bajans, she could be invited here to talk. Instead of you, Ali, getting up to say, this is our moment, Guyanese. This is our day. When every nation in the Caribbean, I remember them, who used to treat us as if We are nobodies. Every nation in the world, well, there's no nation in Mars, but I'm just saying, every nation that would treat us as if we were thieves, including you, Sarah Ann Lynch, all of y'all. This is our moment. This is a defining period in our country where Guyanese shall be respected again. You couldn't say that. Instead, you got Mia coming here who used to treat your people, through governance that is, as if we're criminals. That is how you know you're being led by bats. And by those who belong to a fish tank, all y'all, you belong to the same aquarium, the same fish tank, all you belong in, because you're wimps, you're weaklings. You weaklings, you scare the people. ExxonMobil is not our problem. I beg you to share this broadcast. Let's clarify this today. ExxonMobil is not Guyana's problem. That's not the issue. Let's start with Ramatar. But Janet, I can get permission for the exploration to be done. So you can't blame Janet. That's exploration. I'm speaking to when they began to see, hey, we're getting closer here. How could you, Ramatar, sell somebody a whole block in the ocean? A whole block of land for drilling? You did that. Sign it off. No physical office. There was no physical office. None. For this company. The main stakeholder is the man who owns the company. And it's just two of them. A company of 2 people or 3 people. No website. They didn't even have an internet website. And you sold them a whole block. I think it was Kaitro or Kanji block. You sold them the whole block. And Robert said that you 3 trusted advisors, and you said that you didn't take time to read the contract. You trusted your advisor. Then let's get to Raphael Trotman. Sarah Ann Lynch, or let me begin with Hillary Clinton, who said that Guyanese have got no knowledge we have no knowledge of how to spend this exorbitant sum of money that we shall get from oil. Listen to the embarrassment. These Americans, these US citizens see us as if Hillary Clinton, the Caucasian set, as if you're nobody. Obama too, because he himself thinks maybe he's Caucasian. Obama and others believe that Guyanese are so poor that you don't even know how to spend money. Do you understand how disrespectful that is? And Granger, again, sent Trotman to Washington to learn how, or to be taught how to handle oil wealth. You jack donkey, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong at the helm of this country. Do you understand how disrespectful Hillary Clinton was? Hillary Clinton liked black people. Just get it straight. They hate black people. So when they discovered that this little dot here called Guyana, who Guyanese have to be interrogated at the airport and treated as if again you're going to steal something from the USA, and you have to go to the embassy, they will jack the price up. And I tell you, y'all who talk about me, I should run for president and stuff, I tell you carefully, because you wouldn't like the day if Yahweh ever gives me one shot, just 24 hours of eating Guyana, half of y'all would be mad. I'm telling you that. Why must Guyanese pay to have an interview, not a visa? You pay just for them to consider, not even an interview. You pay for them to just receive an application for you to go to the USA, but they come here for free. So what's the difference between me and them? What is it? That's the first thing we must address. Why must I pay whatever sum it is in US currency to get to your embassy to get a visa to go to the USA, but your citizens have to pay to come here? My point is, if you want to charge me, my people, $200 US for a visa application form to be filled, then in the USA your citizens will pay $200 to come to Guyana. But y'all don't like that. Some of y'all are scared. You don't understand what it is to be respected equally. The minute you allow your citizens to be treated below that of another nation, you have belittled your people. And all of our political leaders have belittled us. They are not leaders for me. They don't lead me. They lead you. They don't lead me. Irfan Ali could never lead me. Never. Under no circumstance until he mans up as a president. You're leading me. When you tell certain people around you where to get off, I could call you my leader. At this time, you're the president of Ghana, not my leader. I am led by people who have courage and strength to do what is right by the people of Guyana, not only me. How you, as a president, Granger did it. All y'all, everybody, you sit and let a nation tell you all, you want to come to us? Pay. You want to go to Canada? Go to Trinidad. Wherever it is, you got to go through and get visa. You want to go to Britain? Oh, you have to pay. But when they won't come here, they could just hop on a plane and come here without a visa because you want them to come to attract. That's what you said. You want to attract them to your country. You got any respect for yourselves as people? Really? No, my policy is simple. If you want my people to pay to go to you, via visa, you pay to come here. You didn't do that either. Alright, fine. So Trotman now is sent to the US by David Granger. Y'all please share this broadcast. I beg you to share it. Share this broadcast, let them hear, man. Let them hear and let them come arrest me today so I could talk in court about what got me upset in this country. David Granger heard Hillary Clinton say that Guyana doesn't have an idea. You don't have a clue about how you would handle this kind of wealth that you have in your country. So come to Washington. Let me give you some understanding as to how to handle wealth. And this man has the fortitude of a mouse, because he sent the Minister of Natural Resources, who's Raphael Trotman, to the USA. He actually accepted what Hillary Clinton said and sent Trotman away. Well, Mr. Trotman, I would like you, sir, as an attorney, to tell us what you learned, because they taught you how to handle wealth, and I'm still not feeling the wealth that you were taught to give to us. So tell us, Trotman, what you had to go to USA about build, because Granger said initially he'll build schools, roads, infrastructural development, and education. That's what Hillary told y'all. Did Hillary Clinton take you to Washington to tell you that we have a lot of money, and the best thing to do with your money is to build roads, schools, hospitals, and invest in education? That's what Granger said. And then when I and others began to say to Granger, hold on a minute, man, you mean to tell me that with all this money you have, and they haven't announced the other fines yet, mind you, just what you had then, the best you can do for Guyanese after all these decades of us suffering is to build school and road, be it roads. We still have to pay for house lot, Granger, with Valerie Patterson being the Minister of Housing then. We still have to pay for a house lot in Providence. We still have to pay. We still have to pay for a house lot under you, Granger, with all the oil we got. You didn't say the Guyanese will have free housing. Free house lots provided to low-income, middle-income earners. You didn't say that. You didn't say that you were going to have a redemption fund, which I kept telling you all the time. You never said you'll have a redemption fund whereby Guyanese will be given in a special account in the Bank of Guyana aid to revive them economically. No, you say we must get into small businesses, sell planted chip and so on, and we'll get better. And I could listen to David Granger talk to me. What can David Granger tell me? What? What can anyone else tell me? You, Granger, sent Trotman to Washington and still had me wanting to pay. Usually tell me I got to pay school fees for my child to be in class. You could talk to me. You can speak to me. When? So let Trotman come to the fore. Let Trotman come on here and tell me what he learned in Washington. What did he learn that I didn't already know? You talk about oil. First oil was hot under you. And you still have people paying to go to the University of Guyana, which is illegal, by the way. Article 26, I think it is, of the Constitution of Guyana, it is illegal to ask any Guyanese to pay a cent for education. And you broke the law, Granger. Nicolette, all y'all. And you could tell me about what Hillary Clinton took you to Washington to tell you. Well, what did she tell you? I want Trotman to tell me what Hillary said. Now let's get it straight here. ExxonMobil is a company, is one company. One company. ExxonMobil is a company. And the company ExxonMobil is earning more than the country Guyana. And Jagdeo said, let me deal with you now, Barrett. Jagdeo said that that's justifiable because we cannot explore, we cannot extract, we cannot develop in reference to process. We can do nothing. So we have to facilitate Exxon because Exxon has the money to do all of these things. So let us sit back here, let Exxon do what they have to do and we get the tricklings. The economist who studied in Russia, this is crazy. Oh my God, what is happening to our people? The economist Jagdeo, who studied in Russia. Burnham sent you, by the way, so don't talk hard. Burnham sent you to Russia, so don't talk hard. As far as we all know, Forbes Burnham sent you to Russia to study. You didn't go on your own. So let me get this straight from the economist Jagdeo. We don't have the ability to develop, to first of all, drill, which is to explore for the oil, to search for the oil. We don't have the ability in Guyana to extract the oil when you find it. We don't have the ability to process the oil. We don't have the power to market the oil according to Jagdeo's ideology. So what you do is you simply allow Exxon to do what they have to do, which includes now, we pay the taxes. We pay for Exxon to explore. We pay. Orson Granger had, I'll talk about the oil revenue in a minute. I'll get to the oil revenue. The Granger can't touch it till today. They never touch $1 from it. Though he's the first to receive in reference to the payment from Exxon in the US Federal Reserve. Granger is the first one, president, and never touch a cent. Apart from the $18 million signing bonus, which is an insult. Again, I said you, ExxonMobil, let me say the part again for y'all. ExxonMobil is a company. A company. It's not a country, it's a company. Guyana, South America, from South America, Guyana is a country. The company in ExxonMobil receives 98 or so percent companies, individual companies, of the royalty, not Exxon alone. The country Guyana receives 2%. Well, let's do the 5%. Maybe get 5% then. When Exxon finished selling the oil, you don't get anything right away. Exxon has to get its money first, then the other 25% is spread between us equally. Huh? That makes sense to you Guyanese people? So Jagdeo justifies that Exxon has the right. That's what he told Glenlal. Exxon has the right to be paid to extract the oil. Exxon has the right for every single expense that they incur. Food, everything, including taxation, by the way, must be paid by us. You don't get it, apparently. Because y'all ain't mad like me. You're upset. Some of you happy. Some of you normal. If I tell you let's go on the street tomorrow, maybe you would show up now that I'm talking to you. Hopefully you would. Because I'm telling you again, Mr. Phillips and Jagdeo and Ali, COVID ain't gonna last forever, dog. COVID will not be here forever. So once this is all settled, I shall be on the street. I don't need a crowd to be in the street with me. Even if they want to come, fine. But I will be in the street because this right here must bear a record with my name attached to it, historically, that I stood, I'm speaking to my children here, that I as a father stood in the streets of my nation to say that this right here has to stop. Now others, if you want to be quiet and let these people walk on your neck, that's fine. But I would not, as a grown man, allow myself for 1 minute in this country to be treated with disrespect. I told you last year, I think it was, that this time of my being the preacher, as you know, preach to the church alone and stuff like that and say nothing else is over. I told you that. I told you, I think it was in 2019, that you shall have a more prominent presence in reference to my being on the road. I never said a crowd of us, me. because I realize that apparently preachers believe that they are exempted from the affairs that govern their country. But they are only to be beneficiaries of the affairs. So the likes of what's his name, Messiah, could be on the Ghana Police Force or Post Office board. You paid. John Smith could be the head of the Ethnic Relations Commission. He's paid. But he can't speak to issues. What the one from Wesleyan Church name? No Wesleyan, from Full Gospel. Ellsworth Williams could be on the Central Housing Planning Authority. I think he's the chairman. On the Granger, all this happened now. On the Granger, the preachers got positions. The preachers got money. But the preachers can talk against about issues that affect Guyanese people. Is that how the church is governed? I didn't know that. I didn't know that the church was supposed to be governed by your leaders. Hop on these boards, government boards that is, receive benefits, financially that is, from these government boards. But you can't talk when it comes to matters that affect the small man in the street. So, not me. So further I say that Granger and Trotman, Apnu FC apparently saw wisdom. And Jagdio agrees with the wisdom in what they saw. Listen, we have to foot the bill for Exxon. They won't pay any taxes to Guyana. They'll do whatever they want. And to boot, you do not audit them. Because up until now, ExxonMobil has not been audited for the charges they say that I and you have to pay. Are you okay with that? So when all you members of parliament want to get up here and to skin your teeth and talk foolishness and to yap, you have got the wrong Guyanese before you, because I don't accept your nonsense. None of you, I say again, can speak to me from Apnea Sea Camp when it comes to oil, because you never took a second in the House of Assembly when you had the power to do so, to say let us legislate, to bring to justice those who did foolishness with our oil. You didn't do that. So now Norton is not invited, and it's a problem. And Norton decides that the best you can do, sir, is to hold a press conference or to talk. Where are the supporters? Where are the crowds of people who would gather to challenge, to shut down this oil and gas foolishness that's going on here? Where are they? Where are the APNU, AFC and PNC-ites who could say, listen here, if you don't want our leaders to come to this forum, then you won't have a forum. Where were you 4 o'clock this morning? Did you gather around Marriott to say we'll surround the Marriott as a human chain and none of y'all will come in here for nothing, can't go in there? Even that you couldn't get the people to do. Are you telling me, but you were waiting, you said, for December to arrive for you to be elected to lead the party? We're leading the party now. You're leading the party now, sir. So you can't wait for another election. Don't tell me to wait now for you to be elected president. You said, Aubrey Norton, that once you are elected, you will act. Well, I'm asking you then, why was there an oil and gas conference? You feel that Barrett Jagdio, not Ali, that Jagdio would have had supporters quiet if you did that to him? Or they'd have gathered since last night to block all those roads off. But you see, that's what I told y'all. Y'all don't insult me by telling me I'm a supporter of PNC and APNC. You don't do that. That's an insult to my intelligence and to my manhood. I don't deal with wimps and weak people. I say this without reservation. Any party in this country, any group in this country that demonstrates, and I see Mr. Glenn Lal begin to do so, if Glenn Lal, and I have a conversation with him, if Glenn Lal has the courage, which Aubrey Norton should have had, to stand in the street and be arrested, Mr. Norton. That's what leading is all about. I could talk to you, and you could talk to me. But you're a clean-skinned politician. I could see that already. You are a clean-skinned boy, so you don't do the arresting and throwing advanced stuff and that kind of stuff. So you now could have these people insult you like this, insult all Guyanese who would have voted for you. I didn't vote for you all. I wouldn't vote for any one of you. But those who voted for you, you telling me that you could not go and shut down the whole Marriott? No? Well, then don't talk to me. Because if you can't get 10,000, 2,000, 3,000 people to go and roll with you, don't talk to me, you're not a leader. With that, I have to go. But we'll talk again soon. Or you may see me again riding my family. Come, where are they? Hold on, let me see. You guys are ready? Going somewhere else?
They're checking another place.
Okay. No, well, I ain't gone yet. We have more time. Sorry for whoever has to endure this moment here with me right now. You telling me, Aubrey Norton, you said when you are elected, now I can deal with you in another forum because you, as well, where you said people still have to show vaccine ID, sir, if you don't know, to get their money from the bank. You said when you elected you address all these things. Frank Anthony said make himself a hyena, telling people about vaccine ID and all kinds of garbage. And you said that if when they elect you, if you elected, no, when you said, because you're certain, when you become leader of the PNC, you will do certain things. What have you done to bring relief to Guyanese people? And today, when our prosperity, when our money, Lord asked me to talk to comment. What comment is that, Lord? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see the comment. Okay, Yvette Graham said, instead of us Guyanese blaming everybody, we as a people have to stop blaming each other. Start look what is happening to us as black people. Okay, Yvette, what is happening to us as black people? Because first of all, for your information, black people include Indian people. People of Indian descent are black. So what you talking about black people? When you go to the USA, or to Canada or to Europe, you all black. Jagdeo black, Ali black. And he wouldn't feel nice saying that, but it's the truth. And he knows it. Anil Nadlal is black. So what's happening to black people? I can tell you what's happening to people in this country. People of African descent are being treated as if they are insignificant because the party that the PPP Civic and ANOG has labeled as typically, even the international community said, you are mainly black people, African people supporting PNC. Your leaders are weak. They are wimps. So the PP Civic that is predominantly Indian in reference to their ethnicity, Indo-Guyanese, they'll walk on your neck because the leaders are weak. That's what's happening to black people. So don't tell me I'm blaming each other's Guyanese. Blame what? Who must I blame for what I'm Guyana? Who should I blame for what happens in Guyana? The USA? You're here. Well, I don't know if you're here, but if you're here, you sound as if you're Guyanese. If you're Guyanese, who must I blame? When we, as the people, I said at the beginning, the Guyanese people is the problem, not ExxonMobil. Talking foolishness. Where do you think Chinese come from? The gene, the genetic, because you start me down the road, you didn't want to go with me this afternoon. I don't know why you take me, Lauren, why you asked me to speak to the comment? Why, Lauren? The genetic material for the Afro-looking person, the phenotype, how you look is a phenotype. The genetic material for me is dominant. It is not recessive. So it is found in just about any other race or ethnicity you can find. So East Indians, sorry, but you're black. Tell Ramson that. So don't tell me, but I must look what happened to black people as an African people. Your leaders are failing you. That's what I'm saying to you was the problem. Granger was there, he can't talk. Harman, 10 times worse. Because he could write statements. Norton was the hope. Norton was the hope, and Norton said, listen, I'm not doing anything before election, before Congress. That's what he said. Once I am elected leader of the PNC, I will act. Well, people still can't go to the bank without a PCR test. I must pay $15,000 to withdraw $5,000 from a teller in the bank. And Aubrey Norton is yet to address this matter. You could tell me, but you any strong leader? Leader of what? Leader of what? Guyanese are still being told that they have up until whatever time to provide a vaccine ID or vaccine proof of vaccination, or they would not be on the job. And you are elected president, leader of PNC. What you doing? You could tell me anything. Listen, Congress gone since December. What excuse you have now, Aubrey? So I'll tell you, sir, that you were not invited to this oil and gas conference, and the best that you could do is do what Harman did. Write a statement and say the PPP is seeking to dominate the money. You people had your head good. I don't want to talk to you properly this afternoon. Your head good, you're mad, you're crazy. How can you tell me that you are elected to lead the second most dominant party in the country? All what I would like to believe is true. Because Anil them they do not want us to have the election petition heard for all of us to hear the truth. So if the argument is true, then it means that we all won election. So this is an uncertain period. It is an inconclusive election because the court hasn't ruled in reference to the petition. And the best you could do, Aubrey Norton, is to write a statement or to give a few words that you complain to the international community. Jag, you don't want to control all the money. Boy, something wrong with you. Honestly speaking, when I like this right here, I don't know what to do with you people. Honestly speaking, I do not know what to do with you all. The garbage would be disrespectful if I put you all inside. It's a dishonor to dump you all. You complaining to the same people who got you all in opposition. Jack Deere wants to dominate all the oil money. This is crazy. Man, my daughter in this car, man. Let me ask my big check. Because I need to bum this off of somebody else. They're hard. Imagine Aubrey Norton complaining that he's the leader of the second largest party, or the most dominant party in Ghana, apart from PPC. And Aubrey Norton is complaining to the US that Jack, they want to control all your money. That's the best. That is the best that Aubrey Norton could offer. A complaint. Please be aware, America, Britain and Canada, the ABC nation, and the European nation, please be aware and informed that Brad Jagdeo and Irfan Ali want to control all the oil money. They want to dominate the oil money. What is wrong with you? So what? Sarah will come down and say, listen here, boys, get in order class. Come on, behave yourself, children. Barrett, Irfan, Aubrey, you all have behavior, have manners. Teachers in class, have behavior here. Behave yourself. Barrett, you can't control all the money. That's what you want? What foolishness you telling people? This is the inheritance of generations to come. This is the financial, the economic redemption of Guyanese who are embarrassed internationally, including me. They told me that my country is poor. And the best you can offer, Mr. Aubrey Norton, is a complaint. You couldn't shut the whole of Georgetown, which is your region, by the way. Imagine that your constituency, most dominant, is Region 4. You couldn't amass 10,000 or 4,000 people to surround the Marriott and tell the police officers shoot and kill us because nobody going in here. If Aubrey Norton is not in there, you're coming in here. You couldn't even do that. But you telling me that Exxon is the problem? How? So let me close with this. If I'm leading a company like ExxonMobil. And I could see such juvenile, weak, wimpish jokers leading a country. You mean to tell me that I would have respect for them? Honestly, now y'all be fair. If you see that you got a paku, as we say in Guyana, you got a paku before you, a set of them, not even one paku, you find a paku hole. A number of pacus in this hole, just daft and weak. You telling me that Exxon must take it on themselves to say, listen here, we need to treat you with a bit more respect. So please, Guyana, leaders of Guyana, please, we are asking y'all to demand that we treat you with respect. Is that what you want Exxon to do? Is that what y'all think Exxon is going to do? I am telling you all, we are being led in reference to what y'all call leadership by a set of mad people. That is my conclusion. I am convinced. Today's events have convinced me that we are led by a group of mad people. They aren't good. They are crazy. You got Jagdeo agreeing that it is okay for me to pay ExxonMobil's taxes when GRA could come and jump down my throat for money, or your throat as Guyanese. They want to hang you for money, but they could then say they lost about 150 something million or 1.3 billion dollars in taxes. They lost billions of Guyana dollars to ExxonMobil. They failed to audit. They cannot even audit at the Auditor General's office because of COVID. Then they couldn't find staff. They couldn't find staff to audit Exxon's charges that they give to Guyana. I think it's 13 or 20 billion dollars by now. And Guyanese are okay with that. So let me close by telling you all this. Let me say this to you clearly, pellucidly. Mr. Aubrey Norton, Mr. Irfan Ali, Mr. Barra Jagdeo, all of you are unfit to lead. You may be at the helm in reference to political offices, but you can't lead anybody. You have got these people, one company, dancing all over you as if you're little puppets. You've got a company telling you that the bill for this is, let's say, $10,000 US, and you cannot find one person, including the Auditor General, to verify that to be so or not. You could talk to me about leadership. You have a company telling you, or you have Jagdeo and others saying to you that it is okay to have Guyanese pay every expense for ExxonMobil. Then Exxon gets the profit that exceeds what Guyana gets when you count it all across. Because if you pay the taxes for ExxonMobil, then you have to split the 50-50% in reference to after you take out the 75% and the cost and all of that. Then Exxon is definitely getting more than Guyana. So a country is getting less than a company. You are not going to lead me. I can have conversation with you. And please don't think that this is a personal issue, because some of y'all from Apno FC, you're the chief for getting hurt feelings. Well, no, you get mad. PP get hurt feelings. Apno get upset. PP get their feelings hurt. They're hurt and they really they have to go to court and say Nigel hurt my feelings. Imagine you have a president and say, listen, you hurt my feelings. And I'm paying you $1.25 million a month as a minister, I hurt your feelings. Guyanese are paying you all $1.25 million per month, and we hurt your feelings? It's right here, though, right? The toilet bowl at the airport costs 100,000 Guyana dollars. Have you ever seen it? And we paying for that. Venezuela, if you do not know, so my brother spoke to it. Venezuelans are not like Guyanese. Venezuelans went to the international court. That's why Exxon has an issue. That's why the US want to invade Venezuela or fight them so badly. Because Venezuela went to the US court and said, Exxon wants to take advantage of us. There's no way that you could come to take my oil. Now get it straight. Because it happens again, but it shouldn't happen. Imagine I have got the oil. I have got the oil. You come for my oil. You don't have it. You need it. It's a light oil, meaning it is easy to process, so you don't waste much when you get it out of the ground. So you saw the quality of my oil is high, about the best in the world. You say to me, listen, I could get this oil out of the ground for you. But what will happen is, give me 75%. And then when I sell this oil, we'll split the profit 50-50. Then I'll give you 2% on the royalty that's made. If I don't make a profit, then you can't get anything from the oil. So if the price for oil drops below a particular sum, you get nothing. I say get my money here. And can you imagine that what you call the commodity of interest? The commodity of interest is one. It's called oil, crude oil. There's no other commodity of interest involved in this conversation. The only commodity of interest is called oil. Guyana has it. We have it. Exxon does not have it. Without the commodity of interest, there is no way that any deal can be made. So tell me something. If I possess the commodity of interest, how am I bowing to you? That's why Forbes Burnham said to them, you in getting all of this bauxite, what you will do is, we get 51%, you get 49%. Or you pack up and leave every equipment in this country. You don't take anything out here because you have to export. Burnham said to Denver and those people, you are not going to extract bauxite from our country and tell us that we get 40%. Forbes Burnham said to them, we got what you want. It's called the commodity of interest. We have what you need. There's something equal between the two of us. It's called the interest, the commodity that we both want. I have it, you don't have it, you want it. So here's what you'll do here. Take your equipment and leave Guyana if you can't settle for 49%. What did Forbes Burnham do? Yeah, the evil Forbes Burnham that they all talk about, PvP Civic, the same one whose constitution they want to use and follow, that same one. And you don't follow his constitution because in his constitution education is free. The same constitution you have us paying education for says he shouldn't do it. But that aside, Burnham demonstrated to all Guyanese that when you have the commodity of interest, you have the power. Exxon came here, and Raphael Trotman and David Granger, among others, saw great wisdom in giving a company so much power economically, because Guyana was so poor that Hillary Clinton said, we don't know how to spend our money, so come and teach you how to do it. And then we have this garbage sign here. I submit to you that everyone who's involved in us being where we are must be dealt with according to a new law. A law that would cause no other politician in this country to make that mistake again, ever. They would not even consider doing it. I was speaking to you all about Exxon. Exxon took Venezuela took Exxon to court. And Venezuela said to at the highest level, listen to me, it's our oil. You could never come to do this to us. You want all this percentage and we have the oil? The international court accepted Venezuela's position. And Venezuela won the case against ExxonMobil. Interestingly, once they did that, Maduro became and Chavez became dictators, evil, wicked, madmen, and the people are suffering because the US began to sanction a country because a company lost the case. Tell Obama to tell you differently. That's what happened to Venezuela. They won a case against ExxonMobil because the share was unfair. It was unjust. And the international court said this is wrong. Has Granger moved to the international court? No, you all begin to talk to me here, please. Have you seen Irfan Ali say we're going to go to the international court to have this contract revisited because it's wrong? No. Have you ever heard any member of parliament from PNC say that they are going to seek justice for Guyanese people because of this contract? No. So what are you telling me about these people? And Exxon is a problem? I repeat for all Guyanese to hear that our enemy is within our country. Our enemies are those who did this to us right here. Irfan Ali said he will revisit and renegotiate the oil contract. Has he? You PPP donkeys who came on my page now to talk for him, to support him, come, welcome. Has Irfan Ali did what he said in the manifesto, in the promise he said he will revisit the oil contract and renegotiate? Did he? Can he? No, he can't. Because they are all afraid of having Venezuela's experience. They are afraid because they saw what the USA did to their neighbors, to our neighbors in Venezuela. No. I therefore call on every Guyanese to join me and other Guyanese in protest, which will be announced. I told you, I'm not going to rush because they tell me I violate some of this and I have to write for permission. No, I'm not doing that. Join me in the hashtag #WeFedUp. Please put it on your screen so we can begin to spread it. Hashtag #WeFedUp. Hashtag #WeFedUp. Put that hashtag out there. We are going to begin a protest. Then we're going to strategically plan the protest. We shall be on the streets of Georgetown, Guyana. We're going to begin right out of the seawalls. We're going to create a revolution. We begin out at the seawalls. And we'll walk the St. John Road in protest. Hashtag #WeFedUp. We begin with the hashtag. We share this hashtag. We'll have it out there. Then we're going to arrange and organize strategically. We'll gather at the seawall and we shall walk the street in protest. Because we fed up. This is not just PPP who did this. I told you all what Granger did. I told you what Trotman did. Jagdio's name is not on any contract. Irfan Ali's name is not on a contract. No member of the PP Civic name is on the contract. Trotman, as the minister with responsibility, signed it. We fed up. The PPP Civic made a law. Can you imagine that? These people formed a law. They're like boys in a ball field. This is the rule. Kick the ball here and you score a goal. Where you kick the ball, this is not a goal. Change the rule. They made the law. They signed it when they had a big mace fight. That we have to have a board assigned before you touch any of this money. Ashney Singh, without the board, says you'll spend $126 billion from the money. The law didn't even get 10, 50, 20 days to catch itself yet. And they broke it already. These are criminals in our country. Don't play with these people. Our enemies are within us. And we have to deal with them. We fed up. There will be change in Guyana. There will be change in Guyana. I promise you that. Because they started already. There will be change because it has started already. There is change in Guyana because it's a new breed of people coming out. I'm done with all these crazy jokers. If y'all want from PNC, PPP, whoever want to join, you're free to join, but you're not leading me. You're leading me because you failed me when it mattered most. So don't come tell me you're leading me anywhere. And what I would like to do is, or to think, is that the typical you tell your supporters don't come. And that's where you're going to choke yourself, because you tell your supporters don't come and support this protest here, and you'll choke yourself if you do that, because what you do is you tell people that what's happening to you is acceptable. Change has already begun in this country. We fed up. Your eyes pass us, man. This is ridiculous now. You ain't got conscience anymore when it comes to Guyanese people. You believe you're stupid, huh? So you can do what you want to do with us. We fed up. I'm not taking this from you. And from what I'm seeing on my screen, a lot of Guyanese ain't taking this from you all anymore. Just give us a few moments. Give us a few more days. Let the dust settle right here. Then we'll be on the street. Because you'll hear from us. Police officers, you could type it too, we fed up. Army, you type it, we fed up, because it got you clean and got you and drain as if you some handyman somewhere. They had an issue with Burnham. They had a problem with National Service, but then they put the same people to clean the drain. Burnham was bad, but they put you to clean the gutter on the streets. But they're good, huh? They did to you what Burnham did, according to what they said. But Burnham is bad and they're good. We're protesting in Georgetown. Linden, get ready. Berbice, get ready. All across this nation, we're gathering in the capital city because this has to stop. This has to stop, man. Can y'all understand the frustration? Preachers, get a grip of yourself. This is not personal. I always tell you that. This is serious. Can you understand that the PP Civic made a law, man? Come on. How do you do that? How can you make a law say you have to have 5 members of this board? 3 to 5. All of them must be handpicked by one man, Ali. Imagine that. Imagine to spend all money. You got 5 men or women, and all of them, one man must pick. You come. And the 5 of you or the 3, you will tell us how to spend the oil money. Then among the 3, Ali will appoint, the president appoints the chairman. Wait a minute, man. Wait. You do all of that. You fight over the mace in parliament, you all do all that. And then without even having one member of the board named as to who will direct and have oversight of our oil money, you already said, Ashton, saying that you will spend $126 billion from it. So we don't need a board then. If you can say as a what are you? Senior minister within the office of the president with responsibility for finance, whatever crap that is. You say that we're spending $126 billion without having one single member of the board with responsibility for oversight of our oil money. You already said how much you're spending from it. So do you need a board? Y'all have shown us your hand as plainly as day. That what will happen is you may have a few men named or women named, but they can't control y'all. Because who controls you? Us. And that's what you're going to learn. This administration called the PPP Civic and the opposition called APNOA, see, you will learn from Guyanese because we create history in your faces. You can learn from us that we're not the same people that you had to deal with 10 years ago or 5 years ago. It isn't happening anymore. Melbourne is a protest. We publish it there hard. I'm just announcing now that we are going to have a protest. Every Guyanese with sense must understand that you have to be on the road because you cannot do this to yourselves any longer. For how much longer will you just sit and let people do this to you, man? We fed up. Sweden has lifted every single measure for COVID-19. The UK, millions of people live in the UK. All the measures are lifted, including masks and all of that. Switzerland lifted all the measures. With a country with less than 1 million people, we still have, you have to have vaccine ID to go into the bank. When you're in France, you said the other day, oh my God, the numbers are so low now, we have got a drastic decrease. It means you've reached herd immunity. And you're still telling me foolishness about having ID to go into the bank to get my money? Really? So you celebrate the excessive decline in cases. We're down to 0 for the longest while in Linden. So I'll send my children back to school pretty soon. Because I see when it's over. I told you all by March it'll be finished. We just about March here and it's over. Just about. Remember that? 2 years ago I told you that take your time here, give it about 2 years until just about March, it will be finished. What did you see? It's just about finished. So I am fed up because you can't tell me that you've got all these declining COVID cases, but I must still give you vaccine ID to go anywhere. What foolishness telling me? You want more money? That's what you want. You want far more money than you already got in terms of grants and aid. But it's not happening. We fed up because you're controlling us, or you think you can control us beyond what we accept. Curfew gone, Ali. Why you live the curfew but still say I don't have freedom to move? I know you good. What you want to do is to control what I'm saying. You don't want us to protest. So what you're saying is, hey, what happened? The curfew is lifted, but you can't gather to protest in the street. So you label it as parties and gatherings and birthdays. I know you too well. Y'all don't want us to take the street in numbers. So you say, listen here, the curfew is lifted, but you can't walk as freely as you want to walk. We fed up of y'all. So we're going to the street now. It's our time. Guyana must be led by men and women of courage. No wimps here. Linda and we getting in our cars, in the buses. I hope that you're strong enough to do this. We put fuel in the tank. We'll come to Georgetown. Georgetown, you'll be right here ready for us. Berbice, East Coast, wherever you are, let's meet right here. Let's meet right here. Because this is wrong, man. This has to stop. We fed up. And we do something about it this time. Thank you all. I bid you all shalom. Do well. It's time. I like that GT road, girl. It's time. Guyanese, it's time. It's time for us to act. Because in the words of the PPP civic ministers, they said to me, plainly, if the people do not protest, then we would like to think everything is okay. That's what they said. So it's obviously know what protesting does, because they did it a lot to get into office on August 2nd. So we're going to do the same thing. We are going to protest. So you know that we have a problem. We're not going to be violent. I don't believe in breaking anything. I tell you that don't come on me breaking anything. I don't break what I have to build back. That don't make any sense to me. But our presence on the streets of Guyana will make a difference in this nation. They'll know that we're playing. Don't look at no African and whatever else it is. Stop your foolishness. They're trying to set a political rally. Let them do all they want to talk. This is about us. Because we shall win when we are united. The people of this country must now speak. Our politicians have failed us miserably. The people will now speak. Very soon, within probably the next month, we'll be on the street of Georgetown, walking. Do well. Please share the broadcast, and I thank you.